Welcome to the second season of Under the Onion Skin, the podcast to get closer to independent animation directors and get to know some behind the scenes of their short films. My name is Giulia Martinelli, and each time I talk to a different director about an animated film they made. With this podcast, I hope to be able to capture a glimpse of what I love mostly about film festivals, to have something to listen to when we're back to our regular lives and desks, but most of all to celebrate beautiful films, talented artists, and storytellers. Welcome to Under the Onion Skin. Hello everyone, and welcome back to this little animation podcast. Today's episode brings us once more to Annecy 2024, and in particular to the very last day and the last hour of the festival at the Goodbye Picnic of Leslie. You will be able to hear the chatty background filled with all the energies of the week, goodbyes, tired but excited voices, and you might also hear Nick's saxophone. In that occasion, I met Martin Smatana, and we decided spontaneously to record an episode. I didn't have my microphones with me because they were already packed, so I relied again on my phone. We talked about the film Hello Summer, that Martin co-directed with Veronika Zacharova. In this episode, among other things, we talk about two directors who worked the entire production without meeting in person, combining stop motion with 2D animation and children's questions. Let's dive into the picnic.
Giulia.
Hey! I remember you. Hi! How are you?
I love it.
I'm thinking, shall we try to walk on the edge?
Yeah.
So that we collect a little bit of the last day of Annecy and the picnic, and you tell me a little bit about your film.
Okay.
Or how was the week in Annecy with your film?
Okay. So my new film, it's called Hello Summer.
Yes.
And it's about a family which travels to summer holiday, actually similar than Annecy. Mm-hmm. And also the story takes place on French Riviera, so it's not coincidence. And we also, when we were creating the film, we also took a lot of inspiration from Annecy atmosphere.
Oh, yeah?
All of these beaches and boats and, like sunny vibes and sunny atmosphere. Yes, this is like the first very big official French screening here in Annecy. We screened the film 5 times during the week. The first one was on Monday, I think, which was but the big premiere was on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's where I went.
That's where you went, yeah. Yeah, I was super happy about the reactions from the audience. Mm-hmm. They were people seem to like the film, and especially this combination with objects from some reason.
Well, but because it's super original. I think that's the first thing that you notice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
How did this idea came, to use objects inside mixed with 2D?
It came actually. It comes from my childhood. Because when we used to travel to summer holiday with my parents, when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, we went to summer holiday almost every summer, and most of the times it was nice and great and a lot of fun. But sometimes, of course, there were some moments when I got bored, as every child. And what I did was that I took a blank sheet of paper and I put some object on it. So, for example, sunglasses or sunscreen.
Objects.
Holiday objects. And then I took a pencil and I drew something on the paper around, which changed this object to something else. So, for example, suddenly from sunglasses there were bicycles, or from sunscreen there was a yellow submarine, or these balls for the water. It was suddenly hot balloon.
Yeah.
And so this was basically my summer holiday game.
I like to know how this started, because I was wondering where it came from, and I think kids relate a lot with this, because you make any everyday object very playful.
Yeah, that's true. So this was basically how I survived all of these summer holidays. And when I started to work on Hello Summer, I found this principle, and I was like, hey, let's use it as a principle in this film, like combination of 2D animation and stop motion animation.
Right.
And so basically in the film you can see objects which family packed to their luggage for the holiday, and we tell the story through these objects.
Yeah, but how was it technically? Was it actual stop motion, or you did a cutout digitally? How did you do that?
It was, all of these objects are real life objects, that you can hold in your hand. And it was stop motion, and then all the rest environment, it was 2D animation.
Or you did first the stop motion animation and then the 2D around it. How did you manage that?
Oh, we had to have a storyboard before, which was sometimes I came up with the object and then I was drawing around and I was thinking like what kind of object it can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes else, first I had a hand-drawn scenery and I tried to implement the object there.
Makes sense, yes.
Yeah. And once we had a storyboard, we could start animating.
Yes. Did you get the chance to hear feedback from kids yet?
Not here, not in Annecy, but last week in Zagreb, I got a lot of feedbacks and questions and funny questions from kids.
Okay.
So there were a couple of Q&As, and kids were asking very nice questions like, why the father in your film has such a big belly?
That's a good question.
Which is an important question, Or, hey Martin, when you will shoot Hello Winter? I answered, I don't know.
Okay.
And the best question was like, hey, why I cannot eat in the cinema?
But this is part of the charm of kids' questions.
Of course.
I just want to go, before I forget, I want to go get the stickers for you. Keep this, I'll come back in a second, because otherwise I forget.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption.
No problem.
But I really like about this with kids in Q&As, they have very specific questions.
Very specific.
Very funny questions.
Always.
And sometimes difficult questions.
Sometimes.
I really, now have this image in my head, I really loved how you used the ticket, like I think it was a boarding ticket. And the passengers enter the boarding ticket, like they fill the space. And this is just one example, but I really love that you use these objects really metaphorically. And made the animation very simple, but very effective. Also, some characters at some point they become just points.
They're just points, little circles.
And this is so great because you know that them, their colors, but you manage to follow the family in their holiday.
That's true. We were thinking that the audience already know how these characters looks like, so we can afford to, when there is a big shot or top down, we can afford to draw them only as a little colorful circles.
And I think this works very well for kids as well. I mean, they love to simplify things, and
and they want to use their imagination too a little bit.
Yes. And then there is a story, like the luggage gets lost, right? And
as it sometimes happens on...
I just wanted to ask you, did it happen to you?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It happened to me when I was traveling from Armenia, from Yerevan, from festival Roland, and I got lost my luggage and it came back pretty damaged, but
at the end of the holiday,
when I came back to home, and this is also what we put to the film. So after the final titles, when family is already home, they get the luggage back. And
they had to figure out during the holiday how to do it without the luggage. That's very funny.
That's why their swimming suit is made from palm leaves,
right,
and coconuts.
Coconuts. Yes. Tell me a little bit about the team or like the process.
Okay, so the film is co-production between 3 countries, Czech, Slovakia and France. In Czech and Slovakia we did all the animation, and in France we did sound. So the team was great, really, really great, especially production team. It was very, very very well organized film. I mean, compared to my previous films, which were a little bit mess, this was finally very nice organized. And animation was the animation lead was David Stumpf, who is like a 2D animator, and I did all the stop motion animation in this.
Was it at the same time, parallel?
Yes, when he was animating 2D, I was animating stop motion in different town, and it was like back and forth process all the time. And Veronika Zacharova was the other director. This film is also interesting in a way that we were two directors, which is also a new experience for me. And it was actually very, sometimes very useful, because when one of us was down or tired or out of energy or, I don't know, depressed or something, the other one could
cheer you up.
Yeah, cheer up, but also work on the film.
Yes.
and other round around. Yeah. So.
Yes. No, it's true. It's very good to have a partner.
Yeah.
But
it was nice.
You already worked with her before or not?
We worked Veronika only on commercials for Milka chocolate. We did stop motion commercial, but not on the film. This was our first collaboration.
It was a positive one, I assume it.
I hope so. Yeah, the film is finished and it's watchable, hopefully. So I think
it's more than watchable.
Okay.
It's also nice to hear that it was the first collaboration.
Yes.
It's such a. I feel like it's a very good result.
I hope so. Yes, we didn't kill each other, which is also good. We still talk to each other. we can even laugh with each other. Yeah, it's nice. It's still good.
Great. It was remote, the collaboration. It was not in the same place.
It was remote. This was a very special film also in a way that we... Last time I saw Veronika during the development, and the next time I saw her, it was here in Annecy.
Oh wow!
So we were two directors, and we have never met during the production, which is totally strange. But every week we had the calls.
Yeah.
We had this direction call every week. We were accepting the new shots and giving feedbacks. So it was very remote. Prague, Bratislava, Trnava, France.
Yeah. But then Annecy is a great place to meet and celebrate the selection.
Exactly. Like, hey, Veronika, how are you? I haven't seen you for more than 1 year. Oh, we made the film together.
That's good. So overall, it was like 1 year of production, of making?
Overall, it was 2 years of development and 1 year of production.
Yes.
But not like full 2 years and not full 1 year. It was...
Yes, as usual.
But I would say like 3 years altogether. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was... After I finished The Kite, I started to work on this film slowly.
But did you have the premiere in Zagreb?
Yes, we were thinking... We were almost sure that the premiere will be in Annecy when they selected it. And then we got an email from Zagreb too that it was selected there too. So in the end, the first was Zagreb. And then 1 week later was Annecy.
Which is good, like we're not complaining.
Yeah, exactly. It's not competition. I was happy to show it in Zagreb too.
Nice. So it's in the beginning of its tour now.
Totally, yeah. Only 2 festivals.
That's very cool. Well, you know.
Oh, yes. I didn't know that you are doing this podcast.
Yeah,
but
I started last year not in Annecy, before in Monstra.
Oh, in Monstra,
then
yes.
I went
where we met last year in Monstra, actually.
Yes, that's true.
This is where we know each other.
Exactly. And there it was my first experiment. I started to record the podcast.
Yeah.
To try to capture those moments that then I miss dearly when I'm back home.
Did you do interview with Fernando from Monstra, the director?
No.
Oh, you should.
Which film?
I mean, he's the director of
director.
festival, but at the same... Yesterday I was talking to him and he told me that...
He gave me this, I think.
Yes. He is festival director.
Yeah.
He teaches animation in school.
Yeah.
And at the same time he's working on his own movie.
Wow.
Like, fucking hell, like a Renaissance man. Bless you.
Thanks. Yeah, I should. Last year in Monstra was my first round.
Yeah.
I interviewed Sander, Jon,
Sander,
Tal,
Jon.
Kantor, and Lucia Marcelek. This was my
Superstars.
first 3. Yeah, it was a hard start.
Yeah, but with the best people.
But great. And then here in Annecy last year I interviewed Joseph Wallace. So yeah, you should go have a listen. There are some.
I will now.
All your friends are there.
Will you send me a link to the podcast?
I will. It's called Under the Onion Skin.
Under the onion. Onion skin like. That's so
yes,
cool.
I give you
what
the sticker
a nice
so
name.
that you remember.
Yes.
And
Under the Onion Skin.
And yeah, I published it everywhere, so you can find it on Spotify, on YouTube, everywhere. It's accessible. Was it for you the first big co-production? Because you mentioned there are 3 countries involved.
No, because my previous film, The Kite, was also a co-production of 3 countries, but it was Czech, Slovak, and Poland.
Right.
While Hello Summer was Czech, Slovak, and France.
France, yes. Do you like onions?
I don't like fresh onions. I like I love onions when they are, for example, with dal, which are like not cooked but on the fried onions is fucking best thing.
Yeah, right.
Or IKEA onions, IKEA fried onions.
You mean like the?
Yes. It's amazing. and I used to use onion skin a lot when I was younger in Dragon Frame.
I thought the actual onion skin in stop motion.
In stop motion.
And now you don't use it anymore?
No, not much.
Why not? It's like
now
straight ahead.
Yeah, now I turn it off and I go only like with arrows, like 2 frames back, 2 frames forward. And I don't use onion skin
You do
anymore.
the sound effect again. Okay, but that's cool. Yeah, have you ever used onion skins, like an actual onion for sound or for stop motion?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. Maybe the sound designer did, but I don't think we had seen where we would use onion skin.
Yeah.
No.
I put some in the podcast in the beginning, yes.
That's a nice idea. And so you are basically peeling the layers from the directors and going deeper and deeper inside them.
Exactly that.
Wow.
Yes.
This is very close to me and I love it because I used similar principle in my previous film, The Kite, when the characters were built of layers.
Yes.
And so basically
you go through all the
you go through layers and you
the text, not texture,
textile cloth,
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's true. We should have talked about that because it's very yes. I really love that kite, and I remember in Monster I really like to see the behind the scene because you gave this talk. It's very nice how you built everything around it.
Yeah, thanks.
A lot of work.
It was, quite amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Giulia, too.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Quasi, almost
you remember
right.
it well.
I hope you could feel the vibes of the last day of Annecy in this chat I had with Martin, and that you will have the chance to enjoy Hello Summer soon. As usual, find all the relevant links in the show notes. In the next episode, we will move to another festival and talk about a particular fruit. This was Under the Onion Skin and the first episode of the new year. Thank you for listening, and until next time, with another director and a new animated film. Ciao!